Hey there. Welcome to Product Marketing Maestros, Tales from the Front Lines. I'm your host, Nitin Kartik. As Director of Product Marketing and a top product marketing voice, I've always found that real world case studies are the true litmus test for the effectiveness of any product marketing strategy. And that is why in this show, we dive into the minds of industry titans as well as rising stars, unpacking their expertise in action packed episodes that showcase the power of product marketing through real world case studies. And today, my friends, we are joined by product marketing maestro Steffi Li, who is director of product marketing at Zilliz in California. With over a decade of experience in product marketing, product management, and product strategy, Steffi has a proven track record of growing B2B data infrastructure businesses. She has also worked at amazing companies like Confluent and Astronomer, and she has earned her MBA from Wharton and a Master of Science from the London School of Economics. Steffi's passion for connecting humans with technology and her career has spanned over three continents, and this all showcases her global perspective in the tech industry. So, with that, ladies and gentlemen, it's an absolute honor. Let's welcome Steffi Li. Steffi, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Nitin. I'm flattered and I'm very glad to join the show.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, Steffi, we will use the ABC framework and talk about a situation from your experience. So, we'll talk about the antecedents, the prior
Mhm.
challenges, we'll talk about the behaviors, what were the actions that you took, and we'll talk about the conclusion, how things played out. So, with that, pick a situation from your experience and tell us what were the antecedents, what were the prior challenges?
Yeah, so I want to pick an experience a few years ago when I was at Confluent. There was this product, it's like an integration product. We really just didn't see any traction. Of course, at this moment, people start to point finger to each other, right? Products say, "Oh, this is probably marketing's fault. We probably just like a lack of awareness. The product is not correct position because it's an open source product. The open source part of that product had a really high adoption rate, but the cloud part is not. So that was the issue. Then from the marketing perspective, of course, we were like, there's no evidence of that. How can you say things like that, right? It's like this kind of an interesting tension. I guess many product can relate, like between product and marketing. Then we have to figure out and push things forward and make sure this product get adopted.
Yeah, I love this example, right? Because it's so often we have a situation, we are product marketers, right? So we're working with product teams, we're working with marketing teams. And when things go well, usually everything is quiet. When things
Mhm.
don't work well, then the finger pointing starts. So I really see a lot of people who can relate to your example. So wonderful. So thank you, Steffi, for telling us about the antecedents. Now let's talk about the behavior. So given these challenges, what were some of the actions that you and your team took?
Yeah, I think the easiest way is like just figure out what exactly happened, right? For me, as a partner marketer, I think the rule of thumb is always go to the customers and to see what exactly happened. So we did look at the data, actually how many customer actually adopt the product, how much exactly product they consume. We do see some like an interesting pattern. Firstly, it's like barely any of those kind of a big enterprise ever use our product. There are some like a smaller, medium-sized company use it. Was like, okay, firstly, that pattern is interesting. The second step is actually I work with some of the account manager to actually get those customer who didn't use. We think they could be a perfect fit, but they didn't use. I reach out to them, hey, what exactly happened? Had this kind of short interview. And of course, instead of us present the data to the product team at the end of the day, we just invite them, say, hey, PM, you are responsible for this. Just please be there. And the customer is happy to see you guys too, because they probably have some technical problems. You guys are better people to answer that. So we just let them sit at the table and interview the customers. And actually very quickly, it shows a pattern. It's something too technical. I'm not going to talk too much details here, but basically the issue is something about like a networking, the how data goes through each other. The customers, like I still remember one of the customers quote is like, I cannot expose my whole database to the internet. We really just cannot do that. You guys didn't solve the networking issue. We will never use that like the cloud version. So then everyone understand what exactly happened at that moment.
Wow. Sometimes, there's nothing like actually getting the responsible people together, right? Instead of being the person in the middle, transmitting the messages and things getting lost in translation. Like just get the customer and the product teams like to talk to each other, and then the magic happens. Sometimes it can be painful. The message may not be very good, but at least the message gets across. I love that. So thank you, Steffi, for telling us about the behaviors. Now bring it home, Steffi. Tell us about the conclusion. So how did the situation play out for you?
Yeah, so we actually still presented the report to the chief product officer, and the people was like, oh, wow, that's interesting. It seems like our roadmap is completely wrong. They actually tried to add more integration. They were thinking about maybe it's like one or nothing, or all or nothing. That's why the customer didn't adopt it. Then it turned out there's some like many other stories just unravel at that moment. Then that helps them just completely shift the roadmap. And from their product marketing side, we just like keep support them to the launch. Like when they actually launch the networking product, actually help the customers, we just like try to push it to the market. That's how we help in the end.
Wow. So actually getting people to talk to each other and actually solve the customer's problem. That's the most important thing. It's not about finger pointing, whose problem it is, how you just fix
Exactly.
the problem. I love that. Wonderful. Excellent. So thank you, Steffi, for telling us about that situation. I think we all learned a lot from that. Steffi, tell us, if people wanted to find out more about you and what's next for you, where can they learn more?
I really hope I can do better in terms of social media, but you can still follow me on LinkedIn. I occasionally post something, and I try to also interact and engage with people over there. Just reach out, feel free.
Excellent. Wonderful. So, Steffi, thank you so much for that excellent example. Folks, definitely reach out to Steffi for more great examples and ideas like this. And armed with that knowledge, let's make the magic happen.